Gordon, you're a guy who's this year is kind of taking ownership of this team. What do you have to do, and what does this team have to do, just in order to take the next step next year? Because I know you guys were pretty disappointed with how this year turned out.
Yeah, I think we just need to continue to get better as players. I think we've all taken that step this year. We've gained a lot of experiences that you can really only gain through playing the games and being in the moment, being in the situations. And I think having those in our back pocket will help us as players in the future. They'll help us be better individually, collectively. And, we have a great staff here. I think that's been evident as to how we've gotten better as players over the past couple of years. If we keep doing that, I think you'll see us get better collectively as well. So just overall improvement for us as players.
Next question is Joe.
Gordon, how would you describe this season? And here you are again for the fourth time in a row, locker clean out the next day after the season ends.
Yeah.
Could you kind of encapsulate how you feel about that?
Obviously disappointed. Came into the season with a lot of expectations of making the playoffs, and would have rather been doing this later in the summer. But, I think with the adversities that we had this year and the injuries and the timing of the injuries, I think the one thing that I can say is that we continued to fight till the end. We gave ourselves a chance. We had opportunities, and I think that's all you can ask for. So we went from 20 to 30 to 40 wins, and proud of that. And like I said, looking forward to only increasing that and getting better next year.
What was last night like? How surreal was that? And how difficult was it trying not to get caught up in the Kobe moment once you knew you weren't going to be in the playoffs? And then second part of that question, is the youth and inexperience excuse or phase, is that over with?
Last night was crazy. It was historic. The end of, one of the all-time greats. I think it was hard to not be in that moment. I think we got caught up in it a little bit, especially with how the game was going, and it was felt like we didn't make the plays down the stretch. But I think respect to Kobe Bryant and everything that he's done for his career, and obviously a great way for him to go out. As far as the second part of the question, I think for some of us, yes. For others of us, no. We're still extremely young as a team. We're extremely young collectively. And, I think, like I said earlier, we need to use the experiences we had this year for the upcoming years, and I think it'll make us as better players.
Gordon, what's your outlook on USA basketball this summer, and how much of a priority do you place on trying to make that team?
I think I've done everything that I can to try to make the team, and I don't know if I think they might just pick the team this year. I don't know if there's going to be tryouts or anything like that. So, that's up to the USA Basketball Committee, and if they pick me, I'll be ecstatic. If not, it's how it goes sometimes. So, like I said, I put in the time over the past 3 years, the past 3 summers, and hopefully I'll make it, but you never know.
Next summer is obviously another big contract summer for you. Are there things that you need to see from this team to prove to you that you guys are making the progress that you want? Anything like that? Veterans? Anything you want to see?
I think going from 20 to 30 to 40 wins, we're trending in the right direction. I just want to win and be a part of a winning team, and I think we're headed that way. And I'll cross that bridge when I get there as far as the contract and everything. And that's why I hire an agent. That's why we have a GM and everything. So just try to control what I can control, and that's becoming a better basketball player and this offseason will be another big offseason for me.
Hey, Gordon. What's your focus personally for this offseason as far as development? What's the next step, the next thing you want to add to your game so when you come back?
I think continuing to become a better shooter, making sure that if I get spot-up jump shots, they have to go in every time. So becoming a better shooter, I think. Ball handling, you can always become a better ball handler too. That can get me to places on the court to make plays for myself, for others. Working on more of a low post game, continuing to add that. Those three things I think are big for me.
Gordon, the projected starting five, I think, missed over 170 games this year. How do you evaluate what you have? It's hard to tell. I mean, the season wasn't like a wash or anything, but you're kind of starting all over with when Dante comes back, when Alec is at full strength. How do you see this team going forward? Because you really didn't get a good look at what you actually are this year.
Right, and I alluded to that earlier with the adversity that we went through, and like I said, the timing of the injuries and everything. And it's frustrating. I felt like had some guys that were going to make some big steps this year, and it's tough when you go down with injuries. So I think getting some guys healthy, getting guys back, working with them in the off season. We're excited about where we can go when we have our whole unit. I think that's why this offseason is going to be extremely important for all of us. You train really hard in the offseason, so that way during the season you can try to stay fit, stay strong. But sometimes you just have freak things happen, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So, looking forward to having everybody back on the court 100%.
Gordon, your life changed so much personally this year too, and will continue to change as you get the new baby and everything else. How has that affected you both on and off the court?
It's made me puts things in perspective a little bit, honestly. When you have a child and you get married and have a family. You realize this is a job, and this is something that I put everything into. But at the end of the day, you still have a family at home, and excited to have another baby girl this summer. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's great to have a support system at home. My wife and my whole family's been terrific with the season, and it's a grind. And I mean, you guys know that travel and go to all the games. It's very difficult on them to have us be gone and everything. And so just happy that I have them in my life, and I think it makes me a better player, makes me a better person, and it makes me work harder when I have them at home. So I think you've seen that with a lot of guys are starting to grow up a little bit, and we've had a lot of babies, and I think it'll be fun in the next coming years. Everybody can kind of bond over that stuff, and the chemistry is definitely there for our team, so that's pretty cool.
Gordon, back to the contract situation next year. The last time you were going through this, it was trying to get that max contract. Clearly, you're a max contract player now. Does that change your mindset or maybe the pressure you feel?
No, I think, like I said, I think for me the contract usually takes care of itself if you just worry about the things that you can control. I've got to become a better player for us to be a better team, and so this offseason is going to be big for me, and that's kind of what I'm focused on. And like I said, that's why I hire an agent, and that's why we have Dennis and the staff to worry about that stuff. For me, I'm going to worry about being a better player and helping us win more games.